you get ready in the dark or something? 'Cause you look like a beautiful nightmare. Don't you know?
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. It's me, Vanessa. And today I wanted to do something a little different because I've gotten tired of talking about my job and I just want to give more myself to this channel because it's my channel. So I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking. I'm just get right into it. But before I do that, shout outs to you, because you subscribe to my channel, you are watching my videos, you are liking stuff, and we made it to 100, if not a little over 100 subscribers. And I'm like, what? Because if I'm being real with you, if I didn't, I would have deleted it. But you guys, for some reason, like me, and that makes me so warm and fuzzy inside that I don't know what to do myself but other than to make more videos. So here's a new one. Anyway, that's that. So yeah, so I have about roughly 10 questions that I've kind of created, you know, that are kind of like some general basic questions just to kind of break the ice so people who view my channel can kind of get a little snapshot of who I am, other than, you know, work related stuff, which my channel is not based on work related stuff, but that's kind of like what I had to go off of or use because I had nothing else going on. And I kind of still don't, but I'm gonna make it work because that's what I do. So let's get right into it. The first question, what made me want to start YouTube or a channel on YouTube? Well, you know. It's like, no, I don't know how old some of you guys are, but if you were in your late 20s to early 30s, you remember when YouTube like first hit the scenes, right? And back then I actually had a YouTube channel where I was doing like poetry and just mostly poetry, to be honest with you. And I was young, I was probably like middle school-ish or something like that. And I ended up deleting it. I want to say I ended up deleting the videos or I deleted the channel. But we fast forward, and I've always wanted, because I spend all my time on YouTube. I don't give no other social media my attention or people my attention the way that I do YouTube. If YouTube was a person, we married. We go together. Sorry. Like YouTube, that's bae. You feel me? YouTube is bae. So I'm like, I mean, I like being on, okay, that was getting ready to lie to y'all. I do not like really being on camera. Back then, yes. Now, so much has changed in my life that I just rather be in my own space, and I feel like I don't have to always broadcast what's going on, how I look, what I ate, what I'm doing, who doing with what with me, and all that other stuff. It's like, it's not necessary. I just kind of live in the moment kind of person. So I don't even think I answered the question, but the reason why I started YouTube was kind of to get me back in the rhythm of who I used to be, as far as, you know, drawn in that spotlight on purpose. So that's that. Do what you will with that information. That's all I got for you, why I started. And I mean, eventually one day, you know, sponsorships or something else, you know. So I feel like YouTube is, for anybody, is a great stepping stone or gateway or whatever you want to call it, introduction to other things. It's a form of social media that can really put you out there, and people should or could be able to find you, depending on if people really gravitate to your energy. Question number 2. I've recently, okay, so in the last couple of days, I've seen this question pop up, you know, because I get the notifications, but I haven't answered them because I knew I was going to make this video. So I don't want y'all over there thinking, oh, she ignoring us and she not even posting, like, where they do that at. Like, they do it some places, but I'm not going to do it to y'all. So I am originally from the DMV. For those of you who guessed or asked in one of those questions, yes, I'm from the DMV. To be more specific of which part of the DMV I'm from Maryland, PG County area. Okay? Now, people have told me, and sometimes I can hear that I have an accent, a more southern dialect or whatever you want to call it. Yes. Marylanders do not talk like that, especially the area that I'm from, like I said, PG County. No. My roots are North Carolina based. So I got the best of both worlds. I'm a country girl, kind of city girl. Not city girl like city girl, but like a city girl. Suburban girl. Country girl. Like, I'm all the girls, basically. And, yeah, so from Maryland, if you're from the DMV, which means DC, Washington, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Now, I would like to clear this up while I have this platform. DC is small, so the whole DC. When we say Maryland, in my book, we are talking about everywhere as far as where the metro line ends, in my opinion. Especially for Virginia, because if you go to a certain point in Virginia, they not a part of it. You know what I mean? Just like the beginning half. So as far as the metro lines go and where they end, and I'm talking about buses and trains, that's the DMV. Anything outside of that is not the DMV. Okay? I don't care who told you different. Yeah, so, and if you want to be technical, and me personally, I think it's really just the DM, because DC and Maryland is kind of like brother and sister, if you will, or like the oldest and the middle child. And then Virginia, the little part of Virginia that we, you know, try to include, is like the little sister or the little brother that your mama said had to go with you to where y'all was going, or else y'all wasn't going. That's like Virginia. Anyway, we're moving on to question number 3. How would I describe myself? Okay, I like to think of myself as a creative introvert with a razzle dazzle of extrovert, depending on the crowd that I'm with. I think I'm very fair. I can be blunt. I can be hot-headed. But I'm very patient, although I really think I'm not. But I have a lot of patience. A lot. Probably more than I should. I would consider myself a very loyal person, a very trustworthy person. What else? How would I describe myself? Like, I feel like I'm down to earth. Like, I'm really chill, but I'm also fun to be around. I would describe myself as moody, because I do have mood swings. Woo. And what else? I'm somewhat of a go-getter. I do get discouraged a lot, but I'm really working on that, and not as bad as I used to be now. I've kind of taken a different route to things, and it has done wonders for me these past several months. Like, no cap. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, I feel like I'm a good balance of a lot of traits, whether good and bad. I tend to know when to use them. So, therefore, I like to consider myself, you know. Need I say more? But yeah, I know y'all like but I said a lot. So anyway, we're moving on to the next question, number 4, maybe. And if you wonder why I keep looking over here, it's because I have it written, so they're not in order. I'm just kind of jumping around. What are my interests? So, like I said, I'm a creative person. So, I'm into before I go into, I'm a very spiritual person. So you might want to add that to the last question or this question. I'm spiritual, and I'm newly spiritual. So I would, or at least I would give myself a year and a half of spirituality. And within, like I said, in the last several years, my spiritual, intuitive nature has shot through the roof. Like, I'm using it the way I should be. As a child, I always felt out of place when it came to like religion and things that I believe in. You know, the religion that I grew up around or in, to me personally, never really felt like it was giving me the clarity or the answers that I really needed as far as in regards to who I am as a person, my purpose on this earth, all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And I kind of like dibble-dabbled in other religions just to see, you know, if, you know, trying on shells, like, you know, is this where I belong? And spirituality has been the thing that stuck with me. And that, so now I can start answering the question. My interests, I'm into tarot, plants, writing occasionally. I like to write or keep journal entries. I'm a advocate music listener. Is that the right word? I'm an avid music listener. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I listen to music a lot. All genres, but I do have one that kind of ranks higher than the rest of them, but I can kind of get with all of them, you know, literally all of them. Except for heavy metal. I've tried it years ago, and it gave me a headache. Cause why you screaming? I don't understand. Why are you so angry? Who did it? I need a hug. But yeah, so it didn't. Yeah, that one didn't quite catch on. But whether I know what they saying on the music or not, as long as, you know, I can feel the energy of the music, then yeah. Fun fact, when I was in elementary school, I played the trumpet. 1 out of 10 stars, would not recommend. I don't know why I picked the trumpet. Whoever I seen played it made it look super easy, but it is hard until you get past the numbness of the lip. And I know I have, you know, luscious lips and all, but ow, you know. Yeah, so horns, you know, they just be collecting all the spit and the cleaning of everything. It's just a lot. Okay, interest. Those are kind of like my main interests. I kind of have a thing for books. Although I don't always finish them, I do like books. So yeah, that's kind of just like anything that has to do with creative. I can't paint, but back in the day, I used to enjoy drawing stuff. Haven't really done so much because I'm probably really rusty and can't draw at all. But that was kind of a thing. So anything creative, like I said, music, writing, art, plants, is kind of like my thing. Number 5, 6, I don't know. What kind of movies or shows am I into? Now, I've noticed that I tend to gravitate to a lot of things that cater or piggyback off of my interests, I guess, or my beliefs, I should say. So, which means I like science fiction stuff. I like, so when I say science fiction, I'm talking about like those thrillers that kind of like I was gonna say give you a brain freeze, but they kind of toy with your mind a little bit to really make you think, like, or it leaves you at like cliffhangers and stuff. I like movies or shows that have to do with things of magical beings and creatures such as mermaids, unicorns, the half horse, half man guy, wolves, vampires. But it has to be a certain way because I get real particular about stuff like that. So like think fantasy, I guess. But okay, to be more specific, what I'm thinking, things along Harry Potter. If you have, everybody has Netflix. Umbrella Academy, Marvel. Not so much a DC comics, but Marvels. I'm talking about The Flash, Black Lightning, Supergirl. You know, Thor, Spider-Man, like stuff like that. As far as like the witches and stuff goes, Legacies, that's on Netflix. I think it's like Fate, the Winx Saga or something like that. It's on Netflix. I do like kind of creepy, you know, not creepy, but like I said, thrillers, science fiction stuff, that always has like some kind of twist to it, or like has some kind of scientific, make you wonder about the world that you literally live in and stuff that raises flags. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I do believe in conspiracy theories. That's a whole nother video that we'll get into. What other things? I want to say that's it. I love comedy, but I'm particular about my comedy. I've been told that if I'm being really fair, I'm a sarcastic person. Sometimes, not all the times, but it's mostly my second language. I can watch like dry comedy, like it'd be funny to me, even though I'm not like laughing till my side hurt, but I find it funny because it's like the irony. Like I like things like that speak more true to human nature and human issues than sugarcoating it. That's the kind of person I am. Don't sugarcoat nothing, keep it 100, you feel me? Like, you know, and if you can find a way to make it humorous, then, you know, whatever. Yeah, but I also do like, you know, comedy. I'm kind of like old school, so I like old kings of comedy kind of thing. Aries Spears. What is his name? Oh my gosh. I can't think of it. Ali Sadiq, he's funny. It's some other ones. Back in the day, another fun fact, I used to watch blue collar comedy. I think that's what it's called. It was Larry the Cable Guy, because I like comedy like that. Like redneck comedy. Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, and Bill Engvall, I believe his name was. Like stuff like that. So yeah, like I'm just kind of like all over the place, as y'all could tell. I'm a talker once I'm comfortable, and apparently I'm real comfortable right now because there's nobody in here but it's me. But I'm just kind of letting my personality come out. Biggest fear. Next question. My biggest fear, probably failing, being a failure or not successful. I've always been the kind of person who I don't know how to say. Like back then, I would allow a lot of people to walk over me, like kind of like a doormat kind of thing. But my heart was always genuine, and my intentions were always good, but they were always abused by people. And I never put two and two together because, like I said, I do things from the kindness of my heart without looking for something in return. It's just because that's what I want to do. And after a while, I realized people were just kind of using me. And I mean, that had to stop because I wasn't getting anywhere. Every time I looked up, it's like Not, like I said, not that I was looking for something in return, but it's like if you keep using something over and over, it gets worn down and tired. And it's like, now I have to rebuild myself. And, you know, whatever the case is. But also, on top of that, when I was younger, a lot of these are issues from childhood that I am now correcting as an adult. I lived, okay, my mother she would tell everybody, I'm my child's mouthpiece until she turned 18. And she meant every word of that. She had this rule: don't mess with my money, don't mess with my food, and don't mess with my child. Of course, child, money, food and money would kind of fluctuate, but child was always first. And because she always did things for me and never really allowed me to speak up for myself, I was kind of carried, you know, kind of babied most up until pretty much of age. And now that I'm by myself, fun fact, not fun fact, but reality fact or whatever, my mother and my grandmother whom raised me have both passed back in 2016. So since then, even when I left home around 17 or 18, I felt so out of place. Like I felt like somebody needed to continue carrying me now that my mother and, you know, was sick and all this was going on, because it's like I felt lost, you know, like a kid in a store who can't find their mama and don't know how to function properly. So I've always had this fear of failing and that I would never be successful because I don't put myself out there, I don't network or anything like that. So it's like, you're gonna fail because you're scared of every damn thing. And like I said, I'm working through that. Not as much as before, but definitely played a major role, or had a very strong impact to the way certain things were done back, you know, then. I don't know what question we're on, but do you have any tattoos or piercings? Yes, as you can see clearly, I have my nose pierced. I used to have this side pierced. Long story short, it closed up. I mean, because it fell out, closed up. Like I said, long story short. Clearly, you know, my two here, but then I have a second one, and then I have one at the top. I don't wear them because my ears are so sensitive that I need a particular, you know, real jewelry, and I need them all a certain size in order for me to keep them in. So I just haven't gotten around doing that. I also have my navel belly button pierced. I used to have my girls pierced. I don't anymore because I had my son and didn't think to keep the piercings in. Whatever. Would I get it done again? Maybe. Like, I think when I got it, I was expecting it to do a little something else, but it really didn't. At least not for me. That wasn't my area. Tattoos. Yes, I have 2 tattoos. I have one on the back, which is my zodiac sign. If you don't know, I'm an Aries sun. I don't know if I mentioned, now I'm just talking because forget the questions and stuff. I'm also into astrology. Don't be asking me a whole bunch of questions about astrologies and tarots and stuff like that because I'm still learning, but I know enough about myself and the people that I congregate with. So I'm an Aries sun, a Pisces moon, an Aquarius Venus, Sagittarius rising, but I think I have a North Node in Scorpio and some other stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So yeah, Aries, you know, the ram, the little you know, symbol on the back. And then I have one on the back of my calf on my left leg, which is like this whole drawn out poem, which I got when I was about 17 or 18, because I always felt misunderstood and out of place. Like nobody knew what the hell I was talking about, or could relate to me, or they just neglected my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts and everything. So basically, I can't remember everything that it says. Y'all, I'm sitting on the floor and my legs hurt. But it says something like behind, why not just look? I think it says, behind my smile is a hurting heart. Behind my laugh, I'm falling apart. Look closely at me and you'll see the girl I am isn't me. So basically, at that time, all I was saying is like the person that I really am, I'm having a hard time allowing her to go through, which kind of piggybacks on my childhood trauma, is because other people always made decisions for me that I never learned to use my tongue properly, and I just kind of went with the flow. Whatever was said, that's what it was, you know, that kind of whole deal. So it's like the person inside of me is trapped. It's like, let me out. That's how it feels. And even now it still feels that way, but I'm more growing into who I am, or allowing it to come out without the pressure of feeling like I'm out of place. Do you have any kids, and are you single? Yes, I have 2 boys, and I love them to death. Okay, them my babies. They keep me on my toes. 2 boys, King and Creed. I'm gonna just round up because my son's gonna be 6 at the end of August. So I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old whose birthday was in July, just passed. So I have a 4 and a 6-year-old. Am I single? On tax forms, yes. I'm head of house. If I'm being honest, it's like a complicated situation. And when I say complicated, that can be a whole nother video, because I got a lot of opinions on relationships and stuff like that. But I will say it is a complicated, emotional, twin flame / karmic situation, for those of you who know the lingo, who believe in that kind of stuff. So yes, I have two boys, and I'm really actually single. I haven't quite put myself out there, but there's a lingering situation, if I will say. But yeah, like I said, that's for a whole nother video. And I guess this will be my last question, because we're already like at 30 minutes, and I expected this video to be at least 15, but I talk so much and like to give a lot of details, and I can't help it. So last question, have you been outside the country? Yes, I had a passport, but it expired, so I ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody fluing me out, period. But back then, I've been to the UAE. For those of y'all who don't know, that's the United Arab Emirates. And I cannot talk, but UAE, Kuwait, Dubai, I've been to. Beautiful countries. Don't believe what the media says about countries that you can't literally walk down the street and go to. They're beautiful, and the energy is so different. It feels more grounded. It's just beautiful. Hot, not humid, but a beautiful place to visit. Or hell, even live, to be honest. Everything seems more organic, fresher, right. You know what I mean? But those are the only 2 countries that I've been in. If we're talking state, I've been to Arizona, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I currently live in Pennsylvania now. For those of you who've inquired on a question underneath the video, but yes, I'm in Pennsylvania. I feel like I'm missing somewhere. Obviously, Maryland and DC, New Jersey, Kansas City, Missouri, and did I say Georgia? Yes, everybody said Georgia. So mostly the southern states, southern eastern states, one Midwest, and I would like to say that's it. Oh, country-wise, I've also been to Mexico and New Mexico. New Mexico is part of the states, but I've also been to Mexico. Beautiful place, how I remember back then, but you know, a lot has changed since then. And I do intend on traveling to other places. I would love to go to Africa, not the Bahamas, but I would love to go to, of course, Jamaica, Barbados, you know, whatever little island, Puerto Rico. And I know that some of these places I can go to now, but it's just all up for me. It's like the timing, and I keep waiting for timing, and it's like time doesn't exist. Okay, it just keeps going. If you know, you know. Fiji. I don't think I want to go to Europe. I would love to go to Canada to visit. I used to want to I always used to say, I'm moving to Canada when I graduate. I ain't never moved to Canada. No, didn't even cross the line. I would like to visit California. And I kind of want to visit Washington State. Any other places? I used to want to want to live or visit Tokyo, because back then, you know, the Harajuku and all the neon colors and stuff like that I was into. Yeah, other than that, that's probably all. But anyway, I have used a whole lot of video, and I'm just going to end this here. If you guys want to know more about me, in a sense, maybe piggybacking on something that was mentioned here, just let me know down in the comments. If not, do you boo-boo, no pressure. If you made it this far, okay, leave a little unicorn, and that way I know, you know, you rock with your girl or whatever, that I wasn't boring you to death, because I probably can do that, because I be talking and y'all be like, we need some substance. But I don't want to hear that either, because there's a whole bunch of people that got channels that don't be doing nothing but looking at the camera, and y'all be racking them up with views. So boot, backspace, delete that, and what? I'm finna get out of here, because I'm in a good mood and I'm kind of hungry. So I'm getting a little lightheaded. I just got home from work. And also, if you want to know, like, I mean, it's not so much, I mean, y'all are watching, y'all are my audience, so I mean, I do want to know what you prefer to see more of, whether it be more of my work, more of me and things that I do in my daily life, or a combination of both. I'm really boring, so that's that. But yeah, so I will see you guys. I mean, I won't see you guys, but you will see me in another video, because I'm about to dip on them. But yeah, I love you guys, and once again, thank you for putting me at 100 subscribers. Like, for somebody who don't have no friends, I know, can't believe it, right? Don't have no friends, just isolate. It really means a lot. It gives me the motivation to really keep pushing, to let that inner me out, you know, and not keep her so guarded, because that's how she be. So yeah. Bye, y'all. Get out my camera. Still talking to you. Deuces.
Change for anybody. Don't ever trade your soul. Don't even listen to him. He don't know nothing at all. Try not to get too involved, but really it's breaking my heart.